Neo's character arc went through a complicated course of development in the original Matrix trilogy. Although his transition from Thomas Anderson to the One is the most recognizable, the reality is that Neo went through several more stages after the fact. In this video, we're going to define the 7 stages of Neo's transformation from human to savior. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Stage 1. The Awakened. Thomas Anderson feels that something is not right with the world. He dabbles in shady activities as a hacker and questions if his entire life is working at Metacortex or if there's something more. Mr. Anderson suffers from an existential crisis that does not allow him to function as a proper member of society. He feels an emptiness inside that he cannot explain. Morpheus describes that feeling the first time they meet.
You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind.
Thomas's stage of doubt ends when he hears the word Matrix. It takes control of his mind, and he must find out what it is. Stage 2. The Potential. Now Thomas knows that something is not right with the world. He hears the word Matrix more often, and the question of what it is makes him desperate. This question guides him.
It's the question that drives us here. It's the question that brought you here.
What is the Matrix?
In the Potential stage, some people develop supernatural abilities like the Spoon Boy, or they witness glitches or errors in the simulation. Neo demonstrated great computer hacking skills and caught the attention of the Nebuchadnezzar crew during his sleepless nights investigating Morpheus, but we do not know if he showed any other skills that caught Morpheus's attention. But regardless, Morpheus was convinced that Neo needed to be saved. Stage 3. The Red Pill. Thomas Anderson discovers what the Matrix truly is. He sees the real world for what it is and becomes a member of the Resistance. A red pill can free other people trapped inside the Matrix. Neo abandons the name Thomas Anderson and lives a new life untethered from the simulation. In this stage, Neo is told that he could be the prophesied One, a messiah that would come to save them all. Stage 4. The One. Doubt, betrayal, hope, and sacrifice led Neo to become the One. The Oracle told Neo that he wasn't the One, yet he chose to save Morpheus after they were betrayed by one of their own. Why? Because Neo believed that he could bring Morpheus back, even if it meant dying for him. Neo fights the agents and shows abilities like super speed, moving almost as fast as they do. However, Neo is eventually killed by Agent Smith. This is Thomas Anderson's most abrupt transformation. Just as the Red Pill awakened Neo to the real world, the bullets awakened him to the Matrix. Neo is resurrected after being kissed by Trinity and sees the simulation as it is. He gained new abilities such as stopping bullets, being faster and stronger than the agents, and even flying. We thought that this was Neo's final transformation, but we were wrong. Stage 5. The Integral Anomaly. Neo fights to end the war and to prevent Trinity's death. He must go to the source, but doesn't understand why. Although he has the powers of the One, they might not be enough, and that scares him. Neo continues to follow the Oracle's instructions without question and eventually meets the Architect. In this stage, Neo learns that the prophecy of the One was a hoax. Zion was created to keep the Red Pills under control. Neo's life has been under control of the Architect. His awakening was false. He was still trapped by the Matrix, and now he must choose between saving Trinity or humanity. Neo is no savior. He never was. He's an anomaly, a computer error used by the machines to refine the simulation. Faced with this revelation, Neo decides to save Trinity. He chooses the door that leads him to the next stage. Stage 6. The Illuminated or Enlightened One. No one had ever reached this stage. It exists beyond the Matrix cycle. Neo's predecessors only reached as far as the 5th stage. Neo, now in the 6th stage, unlocks new abilities. He can destroy sentinels in the real world with his mind, connect to the Matrix wirelessly, and most importantly, he can see beyond what his eyes could see in the real world. He can see the golden light emanating from Machine City. Neo questions the Oracle because his life is again full of uncertainty and confronts Smith both in the Matrix and in the real world. Stage 7. Satori. The agent quotes the Oracle.
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
Wait. I've seen this. Everything that has a beginning has an end, Neo.
Neo realizes that he isn't fighting Smith. He is in a battle of paradoxes, free will, causality, and choice.
You see, at this point in the story, Neo stands on the verge of Satori, ready to resolve the paradox of choice and choicelessness, of free will versus fate, but that can only be achieved through an act of surrender, which occurs after he has abandoned the perspectival nature of truth.
Satori is a Japanese Buddhist term for awakening, comprehension, understanding. It is derived from the Japanese verb satoru. In Zen Buddhist tradition, Satori refers to a deep experience of kensho, seeing into one's true nature. Ken means seeing, sho means nature or essence. In this stage, Neo sees reality in its truest form, beyond the paradoxes and the control of the machines in the simulation or the outside world. He finally understands and stops fighting. Neo understands the why, and so he is no longer afraid of the future.
You were right, Smith. You're always right.
This final stage allowed Neo to defeat Smith. Neo remains Satori, the 7th stage. With the imminent release of Matrix 4, with Neo's knowledge of reality, he could become a type of sage. Or he might regress to the 1st stage as Thomas Anderson, the doubter and the depressed. As information about the synopsis of Matrix 4 is still scarce, we could bet that if the Matrix cycle restarts, so will Neo's arc. Or maybe it will be a new character that goes through these 7 stages. But do you agree? Will Neo be the old wise man in Matrix 4? Or will his journey restart from the beginning? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.